Welcome to our channel. My name is Yvette.
And I'm Sophia. And hello, boys and girls.
Hello. Today we're gonna make enfrijoladas. This is a very enfrijoladas. This is a very delicious recipe, very quick to make, and also really budget friendly. So if you're ready to start, let's do it. So for this recipe, we're using a can of navy beans. Those are the ones I like the most, but you could also use black beans. They're perfectly fine, and you can use low sodium or the regular one.
Okay.
You will also need some onions, which we're gonna chop and we're gonna fry a little bit. We're gonna need some garlic. And just for the flavor, it won't be spicy because we won't blend it.
What's that?
It's called chile de árbol. It's a very spicy chili, but if you fry it a little bit, it won't release the spiciness level so much. Of course, some salt. As you can see, most of the ingredients in this recipe are very easy to find in any local grocery store. And it's now time for our first step. Get those beans out of the can and get rid of any liquid. We also have to rinse them well. Now that we rinsed our beans, we can set our station for this dish. We have our onions ready, and now we will peel our garlic. My onions are diced and my garlic's ready. It's now time to saute my ingredients. Now I can get my canola oil so I can start this process. Just give it a few minutes until your onions and garlic, they look nice and golden brown. And don't freak out if you have a little bit of darkness there, it adds to the flavor. I'm adding chile de árbol. 2 or 3 pieces will do great, and it will not be spicy at all. However, if you prefer to skip this step, you're okay to do so. Your enfrijoladas will still be 100% delicious. Time to add some lard. You will need about 1 tablespoon, and believe me, you do not want to skip this step. It makes a big difference. Make sure you melt your lard with your onions, garlic, and chilies. And we're almost ready to add our super delicious navy beans. We're going to add 1 cup of water. Let it simmer for about 5 minutes. I'm adding 1 chicken cube. You could add 1 vegetable cube instead if you prefer to make a vegetarian dish. My beans have been simmering for a few minutes now, so I can move them to a separate container. I do have to remember to remove the chile de árbol, or my bean sauce would transform into a very spicy bean sauce. And of course, if you decided to skip this step, then you don't have to worry about removing the chilies. You can add your salt to taste now. And in this case, I'm gonna use my hand blender, but you can use your regular blender. I find the hand blender kind of more convenient for me. Our sauce is ready. We need to place it back in our skillet to keep it nice and warm. You can add a bit more water if your sauce gets a bit too thick, and remember to keep your stove in the lowest setting. I'm shredding my mozzarella cheese. However, if you have access to Oaxaca cheese, I would highly recommend you to try this other type of cheese. For the tortillas, you will need to place them on a skillet with a little bit of oil, and we have to keep them nice and hot. If you would like to remove the excess little oil that might stay within the tortilla, you can just place them on top of a paper towel. My fillings are almost ready. You saw I shredded my cheese, and I also have some leftover chicken from a couple nights ago. So I'm gonna mix some pulled chicken with my mozzarella cheese. I also have another option, which is feta with some of my leftover chopped onions. And now I start assembling my enfrijoladas. One by one, I have to put them in my bean sauce. Make sure they're really nice and covered. And after I place them with tons of bean sauce, I'm gonna place them on my plate and then add whatever filling I want to add for this particular step. This one I'm adding some pulled chicken with mozzarella cheese. And as you would do if you were making enfrijoladas, you just slide it to the one side and then on top of the other side, just so you have the classic enchilada shape but with a bean sauce instead. You will have to repeat this step quite a few times, and your imagination is the limit. You can put whatever you want inside of your enfrijolada. If you want it to be really vegetarian, you can add some of that paneer. I believe it's really delicious. I tried it a couple times and I think it would be a great match for this dish. Now I'm almost ready to enjoy this dish. I just have to add a little bit more bean sauce on top. A little bit. I don't mind being generous with my bean sauce. And I also need my mozzarella cheese. You can add feta instead, but I like how the mozzarella cheese or Oaxaca cheese melts on top of my enfrijoladas. And of course, we can't forget the sour cream to decorate and also for flavor. And I have to confess, as some of you know, I like my spicy food since I'm from Mexico, so I'm adding a little bit of a habanero on top, just a couple slices as a garnish.